There's something oddly addicting about chasing the perfect build. That feeling when everything clicks, when your skills, loot, and timing sync up, and you're just melting enemies like some kind of mythical war machine. That's the feeling Striving for Light is chasing. And honestly, it gets closer than you'd expect. This game isn't here to reinvent the genre. It's here to refuse to compromise. If you've played Path of Exile and felt overwhelmed by its passive tree, or if you love the flow of Hades but wish it had deeper build crafting, Striving for Light tries to bridge that gap. It's a roguelite action RPG that doesn't flatten itself out for broader appeal. Instead, it embraces complexity, and it does so unapologetically. You start in the dark, literally. The game world is shrouded in a fog of war, both visually and narratively. There's a mysterious, voice-acted story unfolding in the background, but it never holds your hand. Instead, it leans on atmosphere. The soundtrack's haunting. The visuals are hand-drawn, shadow-heavy, minimalist in a way that actually works. It keeps your focus on what matters: progression, combat, and decision-making. Now let's talk systems, because Striving for Light is built around one very bold idea: an infinite, procedurally generated skill tree. That's not marketing fluff. Each run, the game creates a new path of interconnected skill nodes, forcing you to build on the fly. You don't just pick from a set class-based loadout. You adapt, grow, and get creative. One run might lean heavy into pet builds, another into shape-shifting AoE melee destruction. It makes every session feel unpredictable but still intentional. And the best part? You're not locked in. The game lets you refund nodes, reroll paths, and collect skill gems that reshape how your tree branches. There's even a separate meta progression tree that unlocks over time. So while every run starts from scratch, you're always pushing toward long-term upgrades. Combat sits in that sweet spot between reactive and tactical. It's fast but not twitchy. You can switch between melee and ranged weapons on the fly, dodge roll-through attacks, and time your resources carefully. Every weapon feels distinct. There's weight to the hits, especially when you start combining abilities like shape-shifting with screen-clearing special moves. And the enemy design, surprisingly varied. You're not just slashing through reskinned mobs. Each biome brings new threats and boss patterns that force you to change tactics. Loot-wise, the game leans deep into randomization and crafting. You're not just farming drops, you're upgrading, reforging, and even creating legendary weapons with unique modifiers. There are over 70 weapon bases, each with randomized stats, and 40+ unique trinkets that can tilt your build in strange, powerful directions. The coolest twist? You can leave behind echo weapons, crafted items that go into the global loot pool. Other players can find your creations. You can even inscribe a message on them. It's a clever system that turns your legacy into content for someone else's run. And if you're wondering about content volume, yeah, there's plenty. Striving for Light gives you 11+ biomes, all procedurally generated with shifting layouts, secret events, and challenges like dungeons, trials, and even tower defense-style encounters. It's not just run until you die. It's choose your route, weigh the risk, chase the reward. Endgame? Oh, it's here. Once you unlock the Rift system, the game starts layering in challenge modifiers, boss rushes, difficulty tiers, and even a map selection meta where your choices affect the rewards and scaling. There are 5 difficulty levels, each with higher stakes and higher rewards. Pinnacle bosses, leaderboards, seasonal ladders, hardcore and softcore modes. It's built to be replayed. There's also local co-op for anyone who wants that couch multiplayer experience. And yes, you can play offline or in private leagues if you want to go solo without leaderboard pressure. But beyond the mechanics, what makes Striving for Light stick is how personal it feels. It doesn't spoon-feed you meta builds. It doesn't throw tutorial pop-ups in your face. It gives you a set of tools and asks, what can you do with this? You shape the tree, you shape the gear, you pick the fights. And every success or brutal failure is yours alone. It's not perfect. The UI takes a little time to get used to, and the early difficulty spikes might frustrate casual players. But if you're the type who enjoys digging into a system, finding weird synergies, and chasing just one more run progression loops, this one hits. Striving for Light might not have the marketing push of bigger titles, but what it does have is heart and ambition. It's complex without being bloated, fast without being shallow, and it's only getting better with ongoing updates and seasonal content. If you've been looking for a roguelite that actually respects your intelligence and rewards your time, this is absolutely worth jumping into.
Help me! Oh, help me! When I left Anchoreth, I was surrounded by these vile creatures. Oh, I will forever be in your debt. I will return to Anchoreth. Visit me there to reshape the treasures that are of lesser use to you.
Gather those fragments and bring them to me, will you? I will hammer them together and fuse them into a blazing amber of light. Then, wait and see. I will forge you a weapon like nothing your eyes have ever seen before. A true masterpiece from the hands of Goladir. Got the fragments, I see. What kind of weapon do you wish to wield?
Let me transform your unused treasure and free you from this burden. Behold, this will prove far more beneficial for your journey.
Procure for me the scattered fragments of light. These shimmer...